we have spoken of various topics such as railings and other things, and today we'll be speaking about flooring. Specifically, we'll be speaking about marble as well as vinyl flooring, and in the future videos we'll be speaking about the other types of floorings also. So to begin with, we will start with marble flooring. Marble flooring, as you know, is one of the most good looking floorings in the world. In fact, there is no other flooring to beat the aesthetics of a marble flooring. In the olden days, marble flooring used to be laid in palaces and very large residences, and nowadays we have been able to do this marble flooring even in simple apartments. The reason is that it is more easily available. So before we decide on whether we should use the marble flooring or any other flooring in our place, we should look at the plus and minus points so that we will be able to take an informed decision on the type of flooring to be done in our place. So let us look at the advantage of the marble flooring first. As we spoke in the beginning, marble flooring is the best looking flooring in the world, and every marble floor will be unique in the sense that because of the varied patterns, no two floorings will be looking alike. So you can have something which is not there anywhere in the world. Your floor will be totally unique. So that is a plus point of marble flooring, and that is why many people decide to use this particular flooring. But before we take a final decision, it is best that we look at the minus points also. What the disadvantages of using a marble flooring is. The first thing is, of course, the cost. The cost of a marble floor is quite high. It could vary from 2 to 4 to 6 times from other floorings such as a vitrified floor or other floors like a vinyl floor also. The reason is that marble has to be transported over long distances, maybe from other countries, and brought to the place of laying. And even when it is brought there, the labor involved is quite high because it has to cut to the correct pattern and correct shape so that all the patterns match together. So the cost of a marble floor is quite high, and this is the first point which has to be kept in mind. There's another reason for the marble floor to be costly, which is that the weight of the marble laid onto the floor is higher than that of the other floors. So what happens is that the structure has to be made strong. We'll have to strengthen the slab as well as the beams and hence the columns and footings, so that it will be able to take the additional load of this marble floor. So the cost of the structure also increases. The third reason for the cost to increase is that once we do a particular pattern of marble floor, in case of any requirement, we should be able to have some stock in our hands, because if we look for the same patterns after say months and years later, it's next to impossible to get the same patterns. So we should have a stock of the same pattern of marble floor with us, so that in case of any requirement, we will be able to remove the portion which is damaged and relay it. So the cost increases due to this factor also. So now the cost increases because of three reasons. First is the basic cost of marble. Second is increasing the cost of the structure, and third is because we have to keep a stock of this marble in case of any urgent requirement. After this, we will look at the other issues of laying marble. You would have noticed that if you walk on the marble floor, it will feel cold to the touch, and if you are walking barefoot on marble floor, it will be quite cold, and this is a problem in cold countries, and it is also a problem in other countries also in the cold months. Of course, there are some countries which use coils below the floor, by which the floor is heated up, because of which we don't feel the coldness of this floor. But that is not a usual practice, and so if you have got an issue of having to walk on a cold floor, it is better not to avoid this particular type of flooring. The next point is the slippery nature of this floor. Once people decide to use a marble floor in an apartment, what they want is that they want to use the same floor throughout. It's not that they would like to use marble floor only in the living and bedroom and have a different floor in the kitchen. It is not that way. They would like to use the same floor throughout the house. And if you use this marble floor in the kitchen and there's a spillage of water or any other liquid onto the floor, and if you step on it, there's a chance of an accident. So it is quite critical that we should not use this marble floor if there's a chances of spillage in any places in the kitchen. The next point is, suppose we spill something onto the floor, say even something as simple as water. If we leave the water onto the floor for quite some time, and there is a stain which can be seen on the floor. And if that is the case with a simple thing as water, you can imagine what will happen if something stronger, say like tomato sauce, is poured onto the floor. Marble has a pH which is alkaline, and if anything acidic is poured onto the floor, such as tomato sauce or vinegar, it will certainly stain the floor, and you will see a pattern onto the floor which cannot be removed by any means. So what has to be done is, it has to be, that portion has to be cut out and removed, and a new tiles placed in the places where it has been removed. So that is a very tedious process, because you'll have to arrange for the skilled masons, which is all very difficult. So these are the disadvantages of using this marble. And the final thing is, it is not eco-friendly, because there is a lot of resources used up to mine this marble and transport it all the way to the place where it is going to be laid. Because of which people nowadays they think that they must not spend so much of resources on getting marble to their place. So they prefer to use a simpler tiles, such as vitrified tiles, which does not consume so much of resources. So this is about marble. Another is vinyl floor, which is used in places usually nowadays where they renovate a building. Suppose the building is done with a red oxide floor, and you want to upgrade the floor. What is done is, sometimes they decide to use a vinyl floor. Vinyl is available in rolls as well as tiles. So the method of laying vinyl tiles is, this floor, say red oxide floor, has to be totally cleaned, all the dust removed. Preferably it is to be washed with water and then thoroughly dried, after which these tiles can be laid onto the floor using a glue which is supplied by the manufacturer of the tiles. So it can be laid to any pattern, because there are a lot of patterns available, a lot of shades available. It can be laid to any pattern which should be pre-planned. It can be laid, and then we will have to let it be for a day or two, by which time it will be able to be totally able to be totally gripped by the floor below, after which it can be open to traffic. That's a small disadvantage in this vinyl tiles, which is that after a period of time it starts fading away. The color fades away, and you will feel that the original sheen is not there. There's a way out of this, where that is a machine is available which can be run over this vinyl tiles, in which case the top layer is removed and you get the original color back. And one advantage of this vinyl tile is that it is quite cost effective. It is just about 10 to 15% of the cost of marble tiles. So people who would like to use it for renovation can use vinyl tiles, and it will give a very good appearance to the rooms. Thank you.
Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get more of these fantastic videos. Thank you. See you soon. Bye bye.